story, when the cock crowed and Yahusha was walking as they were letting Yahusha away, and he was like, trying to hide himself, but still looking to see what was going to happen, walking alongside. When the cock crowed 3 times, Yahusha looked at him. Damn, he reminded him what he told him. That's when this guy bust out and cried.
So he had to ask him 3 times, do you love me?
Because, Yahusha looked at him, and then everything came back to him. Mm-hmm. And then you can see the guilt, and everything, just come out. That's when this guy became humble to know that he knows nothing. At that time, he thought he knew. But when Yahusha looked at him as they letting Yahusha away, and the cock crowed, and this guy said, "This guy? I don't know him." This guy, all the, the guilt and the lack of, faith and speak before the time, everything just come in his head. It's like, oh, man. So now after Christ rose, he humbled himself. When Christ asked him something, he said, "Nah, thou sayest." Christ asked him, he said, "Nah, you know." that time Christ tested him again, so now he learned from his mistake. Mm-hmm. And so it's the same thing. When Christ was there, and the disciples, they were afraid in the boat, and things was about to go down. So now, they were afraid. Then Yahushua said, "Where is your faith?" And they being afraid, wonder, saying one to another, "What manner of man is this? For he commandeth even the wind and water, and they obey him." Even all the miracles that Yahushua did, healing the people, still they had doubt about Yahushua. Right? Verse 26. And they arrived at the country of the Gadarenes, which is over Galilee. Right? We can read about Gadarenes or in Gadar in Mark 5:1, in Matthew 8:28. Right? It's the capital, it's a Roman capital of a province called Perea. But they said today is very little left of that city, except some tombs and stuff.
What's the city? I'm sorry.
It's Gadara, the capital of the Roman province, Perea, P-E-R-A-E-A.
What was the other? You said Matthew 8:28. What was the other verse?
Matthew 8:28 and Mark 5:1. Right, because they said 6 miles southeast of the Sea of Galilee. So that's where they got. They got there, right? Which is over against Galilee, yes. Over Galilee, which is 6 miles, about. Verse 27. And when he went forth to land, there met him out of the city a certain man, which had devils long times. So he had devils.
They love him long time.
So check this out. He has not just devil, he has devils.
Sorry.
He has devils, a lot of devils in him. Right? You're talking about a man with character or ultra ego. This is a man right there. This man has devils. Many devils in him. Right? Long time. And wear no clothes. So this guy just naked out there. Right? No clothes. Right? Neither abide in any house but in the tombs. In the tombs. Right? So this guy, he just go in the tomb and that's where you relax. You got no he don't stay in the house. He just go in the cemetery and just chill there.
Calling the crazy man. Is that what they call him now modern day? Oh, that guy's crazy.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah. So a man like that, everybody in the city would know him.
Right.
Because that's not no. He's like a unique man
right.
in that city.
Right.
Local celebrity.
Oh, that's yeah.
Yeah,
Wait,
that's this guy. Yeah, the guy that be in the tomb. Yeah.
They'll be probably in a neighborhood or something. You all hear is a "Hey!" Like, oh, that's so and so.
I know everybody. He's fine.
Yeah.
He's fine.
He's over there in the tombs.
But this guy got many devils in him.
At least he's not lonely.
Right. It says, when he saw Yahusha, he cried out and fell down before him, and with a loud voice said, what have I to do with thee, Yahusha, thou Son of God, Most High? So one of the devils spoke out of him and recognized Christ. As soon as Christ came, he knows that was Christ. Yeah, the Son of God. Right? So at least even the devil acknowledged that that was Christ. One of the devils in him. And with a loud voice, it says, I beseech thee,
Forgive me.
torment me not. It says, I bow down, please don't hurt me. Right? So it was the devil speaking in him. Right? He said, don't hurt me.
And real quick too, it shows you the heavenly hierarchy too.
Kind of.
Yeah, I mean, there was supposed to be some, as they say, war in heaven between Michael and Satan and all that nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
Or they say between God and Satan.
Right?
Then it shouldn't be oh, please don't torment me, because they know the hierarchy, they know the order.
Right.
He sits on the right hand. Like you mess with Christ, you mess with the Most High. So it's like amongst all the Elohim, all the spirits, he's second only to the Most High. So when the unclean spirits see him, they always recognize his authority. So when people say, I'm going to read this real quick in James. People say they believe in God. It's just like, okay, pat you on the back. But now what are you doing to show that belief in the true and living God? So you want a cookie? This is James chapter 2.
And the question is, how do you know you believe in God? How do you know the God that you're praying is the God that you think you're praying?
Oh yeah, of course. This is James chapter 2. I'm going to read verse 19. James chapter 2 verse 19, James says, he writes, thou believest that there is one God, thou doest well. The devils also believe and tremble. So it's just like, okay, you say you believe in one God. People are like, I believe there's one God. It's like, good job. Right? Pat you on the back, You tell him what he's won, a new car, right? But it's just like,
Tell him what he won, Johnny.
Right. It's like, yeah, great, but now even the devils themselves, they believe and they tremble. So it's like the unclean spirits that get on men to have them, believe a lie, they know the power. They know the authority. They know the system, but then you don't, with them on you, deceiving you.
Go on.
So yeah, that's James 2 and 19.
So next time somebody says, I believe in God, you should say, so does the devil.
Right, so who are you? That's a good what you call a rebuttal. That's what's up. Write that one down.
That's your interpretation.
Gone. First Luke 8 and 29. It says, for he had commanded the unclean spirit to come out of the man. For oftentimes he had caught him, and he was kept bound with chain, and in fetters, and he break the bands, and was driven of the devil into the wilderness. Right? So whenever they bite him, they put handcuff on him, or they tie him up with cords. He breaks it. Right? The force in him, the spirits in him, cause him to break the bands when they tie him up. Right? And he was kept bound with chains and feathers, and he broke the bands, and was driven of the devil into the wilderness. So they took the devil from him. And Yahushua asked him, saying,
What happened? They did what?
Actually, he says, driven of the devil into the wilderness. right? So whenever they tie him up, right? They take him, and I mean he broke the bands. So the Most High makes sure that he driven the devil out of him into a wilderness.
That's not what that's saying. When it says he broke his bands and was driven the devil into the wilderness, all it's pretty much saying is that they tried to chain him, like you said. He broke out of those bonds, but then the devil's still on him, moved him, to a certain place as far as, the wilderness, like led him there. Just like if somebody be led somewhere, by a spirit to go to a certain place. That's all that's saying.
So he just like he break the bend and then he bounce and go somewhere.
Right.
All right.
We know the devil, of course, dealing with him, of course, especially because he has all those lower devils on him.
Gone. All right, verse 30. And Yahusha asked him, saying, what is thy name? And he said, Legion, because many devils will enter into him. So when you go into legions, it was, what they were, it was more like signified when you look at the Roman army, how they were marching. It was like many men, many soldiers, and they would change, their course of going. They were changing their course of action from time to time. So just like the devil, that's like the many spirits that were in him, they were switching course of action from time to time, and they were many. So that's why they call them legions. And he said,
and it's interesting. Like, I don't know how that works. It's like, because they're not like, it's not like us where we have a mass. I'm this much. I weigh this much. I'm this tall. Like with them, they can come together, can combine together, like fuse together into one. It's many spirits, but they come into one. They can speak as one voice. They can break up and speak as individuals too. Like how they do that is just interesting.
Right, but they switching.
Because their bodies are different from our bodies.
Look at Vegeta, how they merged together.
Art imitates life, right?
Oh, you're talking about I was telling about the guy George Green said he had contact with legions. On YouTube.
Who's that?
George Green.
Oh, he's one of those guys
The
that
banker.
Right. He was talking about the unclean spirits pretend to be angels.
Yeah.
One of those guys.
He deal with the spirits.
He said legions. He said, yeah, they contact me all the
Knew you was
time.
gonna say that.
He said they contact me all the time. They show me vision.
Right. And they come from this planet.
He said they show him. He said they show him the end.
Yeah, they'll do that.
He said Los Angeles is a wrap for Los Angeles. It's about to be wiped off the map. I was like, oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, they'll show them certain things, but remember, scriptures talk about lying spirits.
Right.
Lying spirits.
So that legion, like when we pledge of allegiance, that legion that we pledging the devils,
No, that's a different word.
legion of doom.
Allegiance is different from legion.
You have the word legion in it.
Well, it's allegiance versus legion. Two different words.
Cool.
All right, so let's look at how the word legion is used in Matthew. Matthew 26:53.
So legion's popular, huh?
Yeah, I believe that.
It is to simply express a great multitude.
Is it Matthew 26:15?
53.
Cool.
Matthew 26:53. Thinkest thou I cannot now pray to my Father, and he shall presently give me more than 12 legions of angels? You see? So it's not legions doesn't mean devils. Legions mean many.
Cool.
So he's gonna send more than 12 legions of angels. So that 12 legions mean those 12 can do different things, can multiply into thousands, can go into 100,000. They can become one. They can do different things. They can switch up on people and do different